Welcome back. I'm Jerry Romine, the Entrepreneur Abroad, the place for travelers, nomads, and entrepreneurs. Cappadocia is famous for hot air balloons, unique rock formations, and landscapes that make you feel like you're on another planet. In today's travel guide, I'm going to give you everything you need so you can plan your entire trip to Cappadocia from start to finish. If you appreciate this video, then give it some love with a like and subscribe the first time you see some information that you can use. Let's get started with the top 7 reasons to visit Cappadocia. Number 1, breathtaking landscape views. The crazy and fun landscapes of Cappadocia can be explored for days on end. Number 2, stay in a cave. You can literally stay in a luxury cave. How cool is that? Number 3, historical sites and landmarks. Exploring the city's underground caves and valleys is like going back in time thousands of years. Number 4, hiking through breathtaking valleys and canyons. Nothing beats going off the beaten path to enjoy Mother Nature in solitude. Number 5, traditional Turkish cuisine. Delicious meat dishes, kebabs, desserts, and ice cream can be found throughout Cappadocia. Number 6, hot air ballooning. Cappadocia may be the only place in the world where hundreds of balloons fly almost every single day. And number 7, Cappadocia is a region to remember. Where is Cappadocia in Turkey? Many people think that Cappadocia is a city, but it's actually the name of a region in central Turkey known for its remarkable scenery and ancient places. Throughout the centuries, Cappadocia has been home to several civilizations: Assyrian colonists, Hittites, Persians, Romans, Byzantines, Seljuks, and Ottomans. Cappadocia covers an area of over 5,000 square kilometers. How do you get to Cappadocia? Number 1, drive. I spent a month exploring all of Turkey and had a rental car, which is what I recommend. From Istanbul Airport, it's about a 9-hour drive covering 484 miles. Even though I know that most of you are not going to rent a car, please take it from a guy that has been traveling for over 5 years full-time that you really want to rent a car to explore Turkey and Cappadocia. And since you will be checking out Turkey, be sure to watch my other Turkey videos. Number 2, you can fly and take a 1-hour and 15-minute flight from Istanbul International Airport to the Cappadocia Airport. There are several flights to Cappadocia each day on Pegasus Airlines. Number 3, a bus ride. An overnight bus runs from Istanbul to Nevşehir and takes about 10 to 12 hours, and prices range from 60 to 65 Turkish lira per person. Turkish buses are known to be clean, safe, and reliable. One company you can book with online is Nevşehir Seyahat, and you can see that in the description. Is driving difficult in Cappadocia? Driving in Cappadocia is a piece of cake. The roads are nice and the drivers are generally alert and thoughtful. While driving in any big city like Istanbul is not what I would call a fun experience, it really is not that bad, and once you get out of the city, the rest of the trip is a breeze. When is the best time to visit Cappadocia? The best time to go is from the end of April to June and September and October. In these months, the days are warm, the nights are cool, and there is little threat of rain. July and August are just flat out hot. How long should I stay in Cappadocia? I recommend a minimum of 3 to 5 days because there is so much to see and do. Plus, if you were looking to do the balloon rides, then having extra days gives you more time just in case the weather cancels the balloon trips. Where to stay in Cappadocia? Here are the top 4 places you should consider staying in Cappadocia, and no matter where you stay, I think you'll have a great experience. Number 1, Romine. Romine is the busiest and most popular town in Cappadocia with the most restaurants, shops, and easy access to everything. For close-up views of the hot air balloons, restaurants, and nightlife, this is probably your best bet. It's perfect for visitors without a car. Number 2, Uçhisar. Located about 5 kilometers from Romine, this offers nice hotels with incredible views of ferry chimneys. It's got the Uçhisar Castle, it's close, and it's also the highest point in Cappadocia. It is also a little less touristy than Romine. Number 3, Cappadocia. It's a little more remote, and it's a great place to view the morning sunrise balloons. Number 4, Urgup. It's located about 10 kilometers from Romine, and it's a good option if you're looking for staying in a cave hotel in a more tranquil setting. How safe is Cappadocia? Cappadocia felt as safe as anywhere that I've ever been, and I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone, whether they are traveling alone or as a group. When is the best time to visit Cappadocia for the hot air balloons? Well, Cappadocia has a year-round hot air balloon season. That said, the best time of the year to go hot air ballooning is from April to November, as the most favorable weather conditions are during these months. Due to weather conditions from December to March, you can have a few cancellations. How much does a hot air balloon ride cost? While we did not do the hot air balloon ride, I did research the cost and wanted to pass it along to you. The cost varies from about $140 to $250 depending on the season, what is included, and the expected length of the ride, which can vary from 1 to 3 hours. What time do the hot air balloons fly? I hope you were an early riser because the balloons usually take off early in the morning around 5 to 7 a.m. depending on the seasons. The wind conditions are normally best around sunrise. When I visited in winter, there were a few days where the balloon rides were canceled, and one afternoon there was a rush to launch the balloons when the weather conditions were right, and I thought this provided the best opportunity to get some great photos. What are my top Cappadocia things to see and do? Number 1, chase the hot air balloons, and the cost is free. What's better than a hot air balloon ride? Chasing the hot air balloons. Most days the hot air balloons start just outside of Romine around sunrise where the balloon show starts. Hundreds of balloons set up, and in a short amount of time they are all up and going where the wind blows, which is most often towards the city of Romine. We had a rental car, and on the first day the conditions were not right for the balloons, so they did not fly. Then one afternoon we were driving back and noticed the balloons were setting up, so we drove down to enjoy the show. Once the balloons lift off, there is a ground crew with a truck and trailer, and they have to follow the balloons so they can pack up the balloon and get ready for the next day. Here's the best part. The best pictures of the balloons are from the ground, and with hundreds of slow-moving balloons in the air, you can jump in your car and follow any of the balloon trucks and stop for pictures along the way. Chasing the hot air balloons of Cappadocia was one of the most fun things we did. We thought about doing a hot air balloon ride because if you're going to do it, Cappadocia is the place to do it. In the end, we decided not to get into a packed balloon and save the $300. While a hot air balloon ride would have gotten some great pictures, I'm really at an advantage because I can get similar shots with my Mavic 2 Pro drone. Number 2, stay in Romine. Romine is what I call the heart of the Cappadocia region and where you want to set up as your base. It is located among the fairy chimney rock formations, and there are plenty of things to do in and around the town. Romine has been voted one of the most beautiful villages in the world by several travel magazines. One of the great things about staying in Romine is you can normally get a sunrise balloon show right from your hotel. Number 3, the Love Valley. Seeing is believing. To keep this clean for YouTube, let's just say there are some impressive natural rock formations that look like a man's willy, and in Cappadocia they are called fairy chimneys. And here's the best part. Hiking in Love Valley is not only free, but not that many people actually hike the valley. When we went, there were 2 local dogs to escort us, and we had a great time, and we practically had the entire valley to ourselves. There are also some good photo opportunities above the valley. Number 4, visit Ucisar Castle. Ucisar Castle is the tallest accessible point in Cappadocia and offers great panoramic views of the area. The castle was long ago abandoned, but is a popular destination for history buffs and photographers. Number 5, visit Sunset Point. About 10 minutes from Romine is Sunset Point View, which you can find on Google Maps, and this is one of the best photo spots in the area anytime during the day and especially at sunset. Number 6, visit the Red and Rose Valleys. Cappadocia's most beautiful valleys lie between the villages of Romine and Cappadocia, and the Red and Rose Valley get their name from the pinkish red colored rock that varies in color throughout the different times of day. Visiting Sunset Point will give you great views of both valleys, and it is up to you to explore them to your heart's content. Both are a must visit and will give you a great view of the rock churches, fairy chimneys, and the unforgettable landscape. There are dozens of hiking trails, so this is the perfect opportunity to get out and enjoy beautiful Cappadocia. Number 7, visit Monastery Valley in Guzulhurt and hike to Kumulu Church. The Monastery Valley of Guzulhurt is off the beaten path and 75 minutes from Romine. With all the tourists staying near Romine, you can have this beautiful place almost all to yourself. Monastery Valley is 5.5 kilometers long and has 28 churches, 2 underground cities, and hundreds of rock-carved places in the valley. The underground cities in Monastery Valley are a lot of fun to explore, so be sure to bring your flashlight. A really fun short walk is to take the short hike to Kumulu Church, which is dated to the 9th and 10th centuries and carved into the western side of a rock mass. This is a beautiful area to explore, and we had the entire area all to ourselves. Number 8, Derinkuyu, the underground city. There are 36 underground cities in Cappadocia, and the deepest one is Derinkuyu, which goes to a depth of 278 feet below the ground. There are about 600 outside doors to the city that are hidden in the courtyards and surface buildings. Derinkuyu is about a 30-minute drive from Romine and well worth the visit. If you get an early start, you can make a full day by going to Monastery Valley in the morning, then visiting Derinkuyu on the way back. Number 9, the Three Graces, also known as the Three Beauties. Three Graces is 3 distinct fairy chimneys located in Orgup and offer a nice vantage point for pictures and have several legends that are attached to them. Some claim these 3 fairy chimneys are the goddess Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera, while others claim this is a story of love and a princess disobeying her father, secretly marrying a shepherd and having a child. As this legend goes, she was fleeing the king's men ordered to kill her family when she prayed to God to be turned into a bird or stone, and as you can see, her wish was immediately granted. Number 10, Romine Open Air Museum. This is a really popular tourist destination because it makes seeing a monastery cluster of rock-cut churches and monk cells easy. The cost is 54 Turkish liras. Some of my friends had visited the open air museum and told me to skip it because you can see everything you would see there by exploring other places on your own for free and with less people. We skipped the open air museum, but want to include it in the list because it is popular with most tourists. And as a bonus, number 11, there are more places to see, and if you check the description, I list each of the different places there so you can research them on your own and have even more fun things to do. What are the best ways to explore Cappadocia? I really recommend a car because it gives you so many more options. Cappadocia is a huge region, public transportation is limited, and all of the major attractions are spread out. Trust me, rent a car and you will thank me later. But for those of you who are not going to take my advice, you can always hire guides or taxis or do a group tour. What are the red, green, and blue tours? If you do not have your own car, there are 3 tours you can consider. Let me briefly give you those options. Number 1, the red tour. The red tour is 150 Turkish lira, about 6.5 hours, and comes with an English-speaking guide. Places visited are Uchisar Castle, Romine Open Air Museum, Love Valley, Avanos Pottery Demonstration, Pasavagi Valley, Devrint Valley, and the 3 Beauties. Number 2, the green tour, and this tour costs 175 Turkish lira, is about 8.5 hours, and comes with an English-speaking guide. Places visited are Romine Panorama, Onyx Factory, Derinkuyu Underground City, Ihala Valley, Salimi Monastery, and Pigeon Valley. Number 3, the blue tour. This tour is approximately 330 Turkish lira, about 8.5 hours, includes the admissions, and comes with an English-speaking guide. The places visited are Soganli Valley, Mustafa Pasa, Old Greek Village, the Underground City, Sahin Effendi Ancient City, Keslik Monastery, Urgup Fairy Chimneys. As I understand it, the most popular tour is the red tour, followed by the green, then blue tours. My closing thoughts on Cappadocia. Man, Cappadocia was the highlight of my month in Turkey, and I really believe it should be on everyone's bucket list. There's so much to see and do. Please visit Cappadocia and give it the time it deserves. I've poured my heart and soul into this video, and I really believe it's the most complete beginner's guide to Cappadocia on YouTube. If you got something of value out of it, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. As always, I welcome your questions and comments, and I'll do my best to answer each of you personally. Thanks a lot. And I'll see you on my next video where I cover Pamukkale. It is another crazy fun place that you want to have on your bucket list.